Hi everyone, it's Gareth again. I'm doing another one of these sit and talk thingies while I paint. Um, so today I'm going to be painting this guy, well trying to paint some of this guy. This is Logan Grimnar, he's Space Wolf Chapter Master. And he goes on this thing, this big sleigh. And there are, basically he has these guys pulling him. These two wolves, big wolves. Him and him. I finished these about a week and a bit ago. Finished the two wolves. So I've got to get the rider and the chariot finished. As part of the commission that I'm working on. They're not going to be painted normal colours, they're going to be painted 30k colours because it's what he asked for. So it's yeah, we're gonna get on with that. We're gonna do some painting. I'm gonna talk general rubbish again. So this week, I should really talk about last week because it's been a week since I've done this. Last week I went back to work after being off for a week and thrown in at deep end. People off and whatever, and I was asked to run things, which was a bit stressful. So I didn't really get much painting done. I did manage to finish the guys that I was actually painting. I finished all 10 of them, 9 of them. 10. I finished 9. I finished them. So, and I've got more on my desk. I've always got more on my desk. But after I finish this guy, I'm going to be trying to finish this one, which is a bit hard to get on camera because he's quite big. And this is called a Flying Hive Tyrant. He's big, nasty, gribbly. And he has two big guns that go on him like that. That's one of his arms. He's got another one. It's easier to paint them without being glued on, so that's the way I do it. It's just, it works better for me. Some people glue the whole model together and some people don't. So yeah, and basically I'm gonna, this guy, he's base coated in the grey. It's just spray paint. It's easier to base coat models with spray paint if you can get spray paint. And I've picked up the wrong brush. It'll be okay. So then I'm doing a layer of Dawnstone on him. He's sprayed Mechanicum Standard Grey because it's an alright base coat. But the way that I paint the 30k Space Wolves is I give him a spray paint and then I give him all over layer of Dawnstone. It's the way that Games Workshop suggests painting 30k Space Wolves, and I find it works quite well, so I stuck with it. And I want to get this guy finished because he's the last thing in my commission that I took on last. I want to say, yeah, it was last year. And it's one of my tasks is to, like my own personal task is to get this finished. So I'm getting him finished. He's gonna come on he's gonna have a base as well, so he can go on foot. He doesn't have to go on his chariot because he's got options to do that. And I'm gonna magnetize the base so he can pick and choose how he wants to field him. See, he looks pretty cool on his base. He's standing on like an armor plate from a Chaos vehicle. And for those people who don't know my hobby, I'm probably just spouted a load of rubbish that you have no idea about, but that's okay because if you're watching this, you probably do know my hobby because I plaster it all over Facebook and Instagram because it's my outlet of my expression. And yeah, so the past week, like I said, work was hard. Them laying that amount of pressure on me with so short staff is not fair. So basically I'm I'm going to start using this now because they've taken advantage of me for a little bit too long. Well, way too long, sorry, not a little bit too long. I've been used like this to fill in other roles for probably about 10 years now. I get no benefit from it. And I plan to go to my manager in the new year and say, look, you've put all this on me, you've blown smoke up my arse and said how much you appreciate me and how valued I am and blah blah blah. So now I want paying what I'm worth. And basically, if I don't get what I want, that is going to be me quitting my job. And I won't quit without having something else, because I'm not silly. But saying that, I nearly did walk out my job last Wednesday. Because when they put all this on me, bear in mind that I've just gone back to. I went back to work not all that long ago, after not beating my depression, just getting it dealt with. Yeah, after they kind of pressured me to go back, I wasn't ready to go back. It wasn't really fair that they did that. But he's a company, he's a manager, he's got to think what's best for the company, I suppose. But I still feel I wasn't ready to go back. So I'm still a bit angry about that. But what can you do? You know, you got to earn the money to pay the bills. Not that yeah, you got to earn money to pay the bills. I'm trying to save up for a mortgage, but I live in London, and that's never going to happen. Me having my own mortgage, short of me winning the lottery or something. But you never know. You got to be in it to win it, don't you? So yeah, I play the lottery. So you never know. That one time the numbers might come up. Fingers crossed. So yeah, some my hobby this week. So for those of you that do know me, I play Blood Angels a lot, and they've always been my first army, back from when I was probably about 9 or 10 when I first got into this. They're red Space Marines basically. I actually do have this. Is a Space Marine. This guy here. He's not painted, not finished built, but he's a Space Marine. Oh, and I'm holding his head. Basically, superhuman. Focus. Not going to focus, but anyway, he's a proto-human. Basically, he's super advanced. He's got organs that are genetically engineered, and basically he's a strength of like 5 men and blah blah blah. And I've been painting Blood Angels for, like I said, about 25 years probably, and it's never going to stop because I love my Blood Angels. But they're getting a new army book. Basically, when they update an army for a game, because all of these models are used in games, they get a thing called a codex, and it's basically, it gives you all the history of the army. It gives you their rules, what we in the hobby call fluff, which is background and all the character of the army and that kind of thing. So they're getting a new book, and it comes out this weekend, this Saturday. So of course, being a big fanboy that I am, I pre-ordered mine, and I'll get it Sunday. But it probably means that I won't get to play the new army until next year, because I've got a game arranged on Monday. I've got 3 games arranged on Monday, and it's same opponent, but it's playing. It's trying a new thing out. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Monday. It should be quite fun. Especially the guy that I play. We have some really fun games. So we've played a fair bit of late against each other, and generally the games are fun. But it's like I've said before, the hobby itself it's your opponent that makes the game. Like you could have totally unpainted stuff, like these guys that are just legs at the moment. I've got to be finished building them. But the guy you play, or the person you're playing, sorry, because not all guys. There's some girls that do this as well. Or women, sorry, not condescending or anything. They make the game, like, because it's a social game. You could play this like by yourself and you're playing both sides, but it kind of sucks, and it's got a really limited lifespan to doing that. So yeah, so the person makes the game, and I've had some really good games in the last few months. I want to say I generally always have quite good games. I mean, you might get the odd one or two people that you play against, and it's like rolling your eyes. But generally speaking, I try to make my games fun for the opponent as well. I don't bring these super powerful win at all cost lists like people do. Like you get tournament players who do, and like fair enough to them. You play the games and play the hobby as you like. But that's not me, so I don't play like that. I tend to build my armies to a character, not a specific like a model of the character. I build to a set like theme. Like I said, it's called fluff in our hobby. It's not actually called fluff; it's what people call it. So yeah, it's quite cool. And like with my Blood Angels, I tend to I have a character called Captain Tycho. He's a character he's a special character, which for me is quite rare. I don't really run special characters as such, but because the army that I'm building for my Blood Angels is based around his company, so I filled him because it's the character of the army. It would be a bit lost without him. So yeah, so I run him quite a lot, and he's not mega powerful on the tabletop. I mean, he's got a gun which can hurt really badly, but it's one shot, so you're not guaranteed to hit. So yeah, I filled him more often than I don't because it's a character. But like some people don't field special characters at all, and like for my other armies, I generally don't. So like my other armies are Necrons, which are they're basically futuristic undead. They're androids that were living people that got turned into androids through a process called biotransfer. Basically, they were force-fed into machines and lobotomized, and now they're walking automatons that don't actually have... Well, some of them have thinking brains. Others are just mindless zombies, more or less. But they're relatively powerful, but maybe once they get their new codex, they'll be good. But I never filled special characters with them because my own character for the army is staying away from the special characters. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm dropping stuff. So yeah, I have my own dynasty with them. They're called the Shifter Dynasty. It's because of my love of Transformers from when I was younger. So my main character for them, which is a character that I generally always have, and he used to be really powerful in the old edition of Warhammer 40,000. He was really powerful. In this one, he's not so much. He dies very quickly. But he's called Megacron. If you know Transformers, you will understand where that's from, and because they're called Necrons, Megacron, it works. And he's had some funny adventures over the years. He's run into trees and killed himself, and got run over by a tank and stuff like that. So I keep his history. It does sound weird. I've got a file on my computer that like documents all the weird stuff that's happened to him over the, I'd probably say about 5 years that I've been collecting the army. It's not been updated for a while because like he's lost a bit of his character with the whole 8th edition coming out, but I'm sure it will get updated again at some point. And his sidekick Starscream, who's a cowardly cryptek, doesn't really do much. It does even less now that 8th edition's around. But yeah, it's generally yeah, that's my characters. And I have other characters. One's called Shockwave, one's called Soundwave. All Decepticons from Transformers, because I'm a big geek and I like that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with being a geek. People will tell you that there is. Oh, you're such a geek, such a geek. And I'm like, yep, yes I am. But there you go. So yeah, so what I've done with this guy now, I've given him 2 layers of Dawnstone. Can you see? So basically his armour is a slightly different colour. Like, it's hard to pick out, but once I've done the more stages on him, you should be able to see. But while I'm waiting for him to dry, it shouldn't take too long. I'm just going to do a bit more on my Hive Tyrant, and I'm having trouble with this because my red paint has gone to rubbish, but we'll give it another go. Basically, I've watered it down too much, so I need a new one. Maybe I'll get that out on Sunday. We'll see. But so yeah, basically I'm gonna do some more layers on his wings, because like the whole body and the back piece, his armor plates, which is called a carapace, is more or less done. But his wings need a lot of work. Like, I've put 1 layer of red on the membranes of his wings. The one wing that I've done needs another layer. The other wing I haven't touched yet, so I'm going to put a layer on the other wing. I don't know what brush to use. Let's do that one. And these, like, as with all painting, you find brushes that suit you. These are my ones. They're Winsor Newton brushes. I have some Games Workshop ones as well, but for stuff like this I use Winsor Newton because I find that they suit my painting style a little bit better. And this guy's fairly awkward to paint because he's so big, but yeah, meat hook hands, it's fine. I can hold just about anything in these hands. People don't let me generally, but there you go. So yeah, so that's been my hobby for the week. So I did my last counselling session yesterday. Which, when I say counselling, it wasn't really counselling. It's like a group seminar session. It was called Boost Your Mood, and we're now finished. It was 6 sessions, and it was really nice talking to all the people afterwards as well. I think I've made some friends there. I'm quite happy about, because although with my hobby, like, I can make friends through the hobby, that's no problem, because we have the same thing in common. And like generally when you meet people who are into this hobby, you can talk about it for hours and hours and hours, and you don't actually get to know the person. And with what I've been going through with my depression and whatever, generally I've kept myself away from people from the hobby when I'm not doing hobby, if you know what I mean. Which that's my failing. It's no reflection on them, because they're all really nice people, like, you know, and they are friends. And I need to stop saying no to things. I also need a drink, but I'll sort that out later. I need to stop saying, my knee-jerk reaction to things when people like I've been invited to people's place and play a game and stuff like that, my first reaction, and I can't control it, is no. I don't know why I keep doing that. But I want to stop saying no. Have you ever seen the film Yes Man? I need that kind of therapy. Like, learn to say yes and say yes to everything. And no, I wouldn't say yes to everything, because some people are some really weird crap. But it wouldn't hurt me from time to time to say yes. So, my New Year's thing, I make hobby pleasures, which I'll go into in a minute. But my main one for the new year, I know it's not New Year yet, it's like a couple of weeks away, but I want to start saying yes to people more. Like, and I don't mean yes to like work asking me to do overtime and crap like that, because that's always a no. I don't do overtime. No way. The company's not treating me right for me to want to do overtime. But other things, like things that should be easy to say yes to. Oh, do you want a night out next week? Oh yeah, let's have one. I say no way too much. So I want to start saying yes to things. But so yeah, I'm like, if anyone's watching this and they catch me saying no really quickly, like, just say, just no pressure, just think about it, and like, I will try my best. I'm gonna try some more next year. I mean, there's something that came up in some of the my talking to people since I've been starting to do these videos. Like, and I've had a really good response from them. Like, I've had people thanking me, saying how helpful it's been and stuff like that. And if this is helping people, then I'm happy, because like, I've been in some dark places. I don't mean like turning the lights out. I've not been in good places in the past few years. And it's until you open up to people, like, people don't know what you're thinking. Like, you can be all bubbly and you're joking, oh yeah, so good to see you and really happy and whatever, and inside you're not. But people don't know that. So that's why I think these videos have been good for me, because it's not me talking to a person worrying that I'm going to be judged, although that kind of comes into it with the videos and that. But it's me just being me. I'm not, like I said before, no masks. Don't do masks anymore. And I've noticed that myself, I've been a bit quieter. I've not been as jokey, as entertaining, shall we say, as I used to be. Like, willing to please, eager to please, not willing to please. And that's me trying to embrace me being me, rather than trying to be me that I think people want to see. So yeah, I think that's helping. But yeah, so like I said, setting myself tasks. I've got closer to my 3 goals for the task that I set myself at the beginning of the counselling session. So the first one was to get the commission painting finished, which is happening. The second one was get my driving license, which I'm gonna post that today. When I go to work, I'm gonna go to the post office and get it recorded delivery, because it's gonna have information in it. And the third one is to go out with friends. I'm still lagging behind in that one a little bit, but I'm considering yesterday with the people from the counselling group who I now consider friends. Like we're all different people, and like I think of them as friends. I'm considering that as as the first time going out with friends. So I've got 2 more. I want to do 2 more before New Year. And New Year could be one of them, although I'm actually really looking forward to having a quiet New Year in by myself. I'm going to be doing this painting. I'm probably talking crap down the camera at people, but you never know. But yeah, I generally like my quiet New Year's Eve in. I'm not a New Year's Eve person, really. This is just another day, another day, another year. Like, there's nothing special about it. So this is quite awkward painting these wings because the lighting's a bit weird. So yeah, I'll be quite happy having New Year's Eve in. Just sitting at my desk painting, a bit of music on, because hey, you've got to have a bit of music on. But yeah, so on to my what was I saying about setting goals? Well, I started up a Facebook group because media junkie and social media junkie that I am, and it's relating to my club. I help run a club in Uxbridge called Battlux or Battle UX. And it's a gaming club for all of us. We meet up on Mondays and the odd weekend and that, and we just play games. It's a social thing. Have a few drinks, have a bit of food. It's our Monday nights, but it's not nights anymore. I mean, we've managed to do a deal with a very friendly bar landlady to have Monday afternoons as well now. So we're all Mondays, all day, which for me is great because I never work Mondays. Like I know it's not a great thing for everyone else because they have to work Mondays or whatever, but for a group of us who don't work Mondays, it's good for us. And it means that people can come down as and when they want now, and they don't feel compelled. Oh, I have to get there for 7 and whatever. They can rock up at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whenever they like, and it's a social thing. It's good. And I was like, because I had my last counselling session in Ealing. I got up to the club at 1 o'clock, and I was like, oh, come 9 o'clock, I was like, I'm done, I'm going home because I've got to be up early. So yeah, I had a bit of a short night, but like that won't always be the case. This is just really fiddly because he's such a big model. I can't get him on camera, I'm afraid, but hopefully you're not watching this anyway, because me base coating models is kind of boring. So yeah, I set up this Facebook group, and it's me trying to help motivate people to get models painted, because I know from experience that sometimes you're looking at this project or this one really big flying model and like just don't want to do it, or can't do it because you can't figure out a way to get him comfortably in your hand. So sometimes, like, even not in just my hobby, the hobby that I do, in other hobbies, like, you just don't have that motivation to do it. Like, when you've had a hard week at work and you're like, oh, do you know what, I don't want to go to the gym today, I can't be bothered. So having someone there who's like, come on man, let's do it, let's go, let's both of us go, let's do this, yeah, that helps so much. Like having someone there to, like like me talking about a gym is like farcical, but there you go. But when you go to a gym and you're lifting weights, you're supposed to have a spotter, all right? Someone who like motivates you and supports you if you're flagging and that kind of thing. Well, this is what I'm hoping the new Facebook group is going to do for our local wargaming community. And like, I know we get banter across people, like some people get a bit more of it than others, but generally speaking, we're all supportive people. And like, some people don't post about how they're painting. They feel, oh, my painting's not good enough, and I really shouldn't bother putting this up because it's lousy or whatever. But no, not at all. This is art. Like, it can be the crappiest painted stuff, whatever. Like, I won't grab any of my crappily painted models because it will mean me rummaging through boxes for a while. Because I do have them. I painted as bad as anyone else when you first start out. When I started out. And it's how you progress. You learn. So yeah, but yeah, the group is to help motivate people, because I know from my collection, like I've got a lot of painted stuff. I have got quite a lot of fully painted stuff now. But I have way more unpainted stuff than I have fully painted. Because I impulse buy. I go into the shop and I'm like, ooh, shiny, and I buy it. And that's part of my New Year thingy for my hobby group is stop impulse buying. Like, if I'm going to go into a shop and buy some stuff, I'm going to be like, right, so this is how much money I've got. Draw it out of the cash point. This is what I'm going to buy with it. Because way too often I'll just be like, oh, do you know what? I've got no money on me, so I'll get this, I'll put it on my card, and oh, that looks nice. And I'm like a woman going into a clothes shop. I'm not, me being sexist again. Whatever. It's my video. So yeah, impulse buying is really quite bad in this hobby. And lots of people do it. I've got ink everywhere. And I'm guilty of it. I've done it loads of times over the years. But I've got to stop. So right, so I'm back on this guy again. He's the Space Wolf Chapter Master. And basically what I'm going to do is all the recesses in his armour, I'm going to put... that's never going to focus. I've got Agrax Earthshade, it's an ink. But basically, I'm just going to pull out all the definition in the armour. And hopefully... what am I saying hopefully? I know this works because I've done it so many times. It will just bring out all the detail. It might need a bit of cleaning up afterwards, but that's okay. I've got a bit of time to do this today. But yeah, I set myself a goal of, for the last 2 years, I've set myself targets of painting 200 models. And last year, I finished my last one at 11:30 on New Year's Eve. So I got the 200 done. This year, I'm a little bit behind, but I think I should still get the target. Like, if you include the guys that I've got set out ready, and this guy. And to be fair, these aren't far away from being complete. I will have 9 more to paint to hit my target. So, being the guy that is now pushing myself to do other things, I've set myself the same target more or less, except that I'm aiming for 201 painted models. One more, just pushing myself a bit further because I'm always seem to be getting it up to the deadline. The problem I have is the motivation. Like earlier in the year, I was all guns blazing. I was smashing out painted models, no problem. And then I hit a bit of a wall, and I went a couple of months without painting, and it all revolves around the problems I was having at the time, which led me to the counselling. But I had no motivation to do anything really. So it wasn't just the painting. It was, I didn't want to exercise. I didn't want to see friends. I didn't really want to do anything. So my days off, I kind of just laid on my bed and watched my iPad or read a book or did very unsociable things. So I'm hoping that the group, like my wargaming friends, are generally really supportive anyway. And I could have done it without this group, but I want to help them as much as they help me. So yeah, it's a good little group, and it is specific to the Uxbridge area. Like, well, it's not. It's people who are connected to the Uxbridge area, because we've got people who used to come to our club who have moved away for reasons like life moves on, sort of thing, and they're still in the group, and I'm really happy they're in the group because they're as much a part of the history of the club as we are. So yeah, seeing some of them join the group was quite nice and made me smile. So, and like to some extent, it's not even just about my hobby. Like we all need moments when you need someone to pick you up, but you don't want to go to like your family, because your family have problems as well, you know. But you just need someone who understands where you're coming from, and no judgment, no nothing like that. It's just, come on, man, you can do this. Let's go for a drink and we can talk about what you want to do next and that kind of thing. And I think it's really good that the community is so supportive. Like, it's like the last 2 years, I set up an Instagram account. Ooh, got ink everywhere. Yeah, I set up an Instagram account to follow my progress with my hobby, and like, I think I've got 350 followers now, and generally they're not people who I know. They're not like friends. There's some of them are like old school friends and whatever, but there's generally they're not. I mean, I would say probably about 60-70 of them are people I know in person, and the rest aren't. But it's weird that one thing, when you post something up and you get like 40 likes, and it's good. Like, some people are like, oh, I don't like social media and I don't like this and don't like that, and some of it is bad, don't get me wrong. Like, you get the trolls online who are like, ooh, what are you doing that for, that looks shit, ooh, whatever. But you, like, that's why I like Instagram, because you don't generally get that. And like, where these videos are going on YouTube, and in a way I'm kind of worried about if my channel got big, which, like, I don't care if it does or not. It's not going to be the be all and end all of life. Like, you then start getting the trolls, and you start getting people who will be like, oh, I'm just going to troll you because it makes me feel better. But I don't get people who do that. Why make yourself feel better by making other people feel crap? So yeah, I would like my YouTube page to take off, but if it doesn't, I'm not that fussed. It's a little side thing. I work full time. It's never going to be a full time thing. Like people have suggested, I definitely, I knew I want a better camera, because this iPad, like, I'd rather not do this on my iPad, but I don't really have a choice because I haven't got another camera. But I'm going to buy myself a camera. I've got one in mind. And people are saying that I should try doing painting videos and stuff like that, and I don't know. Like, I know I sit here and I paint and I ramble and whatever, but generally my painting is a personal thing. Like, until the last few weeks, I generally have been sitting, painting and listening to music, because it's what chills me out. I can't have music on while I'm doing these videos, purely because of copyright and stuff. Well, as far as I know, I've not looked into the copyright stuff, but I'm just steering clear of that. And like, one guy's even said, "Oh, we need to get a little intro jingle," and I'm like, well, I'm learning to play the guitar. I've been learning on and off for a while now, but I'm dedicating myself to that as well. And I'm going to push on. Every Saturday I'm doing about an hour and a half learning the guitar, and my aim of it is to do my own little jingle on the guitar next year. It's not going to be nothing special. It's going to be a couple of chords and a few notes and whatever, but it'll be me doing it rather than giving royalties to someone else. And I know you can get free music and you can do royalty free music and whatever, but I just think it might be a bit more me if it's me doing it, you know. And then I don't have to worry about copyright stuff, because it'll be, hey, I played that, that's me. So yeah, it's that's my aim. I don't know what it'll be yet. I have no idea what it'll be yet. It'll probably be some random crap. It's just, that's okay, because I'm going to keep playing the guitar, and hopefully it'll progress and it may get better. What am I talking about? It will get better. Of course it'll get better. I've already noticed in the past couple of weeks when I've been playing the guitar. I mean, I've stopped using my pick because I can't tell where the strings are with a pick. So I started using my thumb, and it's so much better. It's more instinctive. Like, I can tell exactly where the strings are and everything. So yeah, I'm using my thumb. I find it so much better. And like, I'm learning it through my PlayStation. There's a learning game on there called Rocksmith, which is, it basically it teaches you chords, and it teaches you how to like properly play a guitar and whatever, but it teaches you through playing songs, which I think part of why so many people fall down with learning something like a guitar is their first dozens of lessons is learning this chord and learning how to play this and play that, but you're not actually learning songs. Now, I don't know that's the actual truth, because I've never had a guitar lesson. And I think I would like to, but I don't know. I like learning the way I'm learning, which is me doing it myself. And there was a little post went up by someone who, one of my wargaming friends, who's wanted to learn to play drums. And I joked that I was learning the guitar and we could like form a little band or something. And then it turns out one of our other club members is a bass player, quite a good bass player by all accounts. So I was like, oh, we need a singer. All we need is a singer, and we could do this. And I'm like, I'm totally joking, because I'm miles away from ever playing actual music on my guitar by myself. So it's but yeah, you never know, further down the line It might be something good. We have a little club band, you know. But we'll see. So I finished the shading on this guy now, and he does need some cleaning up because like the detail's quite hard to pick out, but hey, it's getting there. Every little helps, right? Oh, I find myself saying that all the time at the moment. But yeah, it is true, like little steps, baby steps. You don't have to go all in every time. Like I sit here, I've got work tonight, and I got up at 11 o'clock this morning, I think it was. I had breakfast and read a book for about a half hour, and when I say have breakfast, I have a protein shake in the morning, and then I've had lunch, and now I'm going to sit and give you earache. But basically, hopefully now you can see his detail a bit better on his legs and his arms and his chest. His back, you can't see in his backpack, but there you go. But he does need cleaning up, so I might do that. I've got about another 15 minutes on this, so yeah, let's do a bit of cleaning up, because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have time to do much else. Because I'm going to cut these videos at an hour now, because I know last week it was 40 minutes or something, but I was quite aware that there was noise going on downstairs, so I had to stop what I was doing and help with shopping and stuff like that. But generally I'm going to do an hour, especially next week will be easier to do as well, because I know I'm going to be in the house by myself. But I think an hour's enough, like, because I'll sit here and paint for an hour, and I'll ramble and talk and rubbish, and then I'll stick some music on after I've finished recording this. While it uploads, I'll stick some music on, and I'll carry on painting. So when I do this next week, this guy might be finished. Probably not. I'll probably still have more to do on him, but he could be. It depends how much I get done over the weekend. I think I've got a fairly busy weekend, so I don't know how much painting I'll get done. But we'll see. I'm hoping I've got him finished by the weekend. I'm trying to do a little bit a day, which is awkward when you're like, I work 10 hour nights, and like literally to get some painting in, I don't sleep anyway, but I try and, because otherwise, like, working 10 hours is, I've got basically 2 hours of travelling to and from work, probably a bit more than that. So if I don't get some painting done during the week before I go to work, I don't get anything done. So I'm trying to get a bit of painting done before I go to work each night. And generally I can. It may only be an hour, it might be 2. Like today, hopefully it'll be 2, unless something crops up later. In fact, I've actually got to sort get my passport forms all sealed in their envelope, and driving license forms, sorry, mine's wandering. I've got to get all that sealed up and ready to go, but that shouldn't take me too long. And then generally 3 o'clock I go and jump in the shower before I go to work. I sit in front of the TV and I lift my weights for a little bit. They're only dumbbells, but hey, it's some exercise. And like, I walk a lot. I walk so much. Like last week I walked 36 miles, which is quite a lot. you know, it's a tiring amount of walking, and like for most people, like walking isn't considered exercise, but like I have problems with my leg, and there's sometimes when it's quite painful, like it was last night at work, but I don't know what it is, because I've been to the doctors about it and they just fobbed me off with a bit of physio, and it didn't help. So, and I've been putting up with it for years now, so I know I can bear the pain, because I do, and I have been for so long. So I just get on with it. And I'm worried at some point it will come to a head, and like with my mum, when her knees give out, and it wasn't a gradual thing. Oh yeah, it was a gradual thing, I suppose, in a way, but it was like all of a sudden, oh, she couldn't stand up, like, and I know it's not my knee that is the problem, it's my lower leg and my ankle, but yeah, I don't want to get to that stage. So I keep walking, and it's weird because when I've walked a lot, and I mean a lot in one go, little bits and pieces don't really do it, but when I've walked a lot in like one go, like I do on Saturdays is my day where I get up, I have my protein shake in the morning, and I go for a walk. I walk about 4 miles. It's my 10,000 steps for the day. I get home and I have no pain in the leg at all. None whatsoever. It's just, like, I've always said that I'm weird anyway. My whole body's weird. And so yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Like, I suffer with back pain and whatever. Like, at the moment my back's a bit sore because I'm sitting so far forward. But it's okay. I can put up with it. It's not gonna stop me painting. Because I've only got a few minutes left anyway. So yeah, I've got it. I know I've got to get it sorted, but I'm not going to stop walking because my leg doesn't want to walk. I'm stronger than my leg. It will not beat me. So but yeah, so I'm hoping these videos are kind of useful to people. I know I've not really talked about my depression that much today, but it's still always there. I'm trying to focus on the fact that I'm doing my hobby rather than I'm blurting about depression. And I know the depression was the reason why I started these, but I want to make something good come out of what I was going through, and something has come out of it anyway, because I've met new people, and like they're all really awesome. So yeah, that's the good that's come out of this, and some negatives have come out of it, but I'm not going to focus on them. I'm going to get them sorted. I've got to build some bridges with some people, but that's next year. I don't have to worry about them at the moment, because like I think I've said before, sometimes you got to be selfish. I probably have said it plenty of times before. People are probably getting sick of me saying it, but you do. Like, if you, like, a very wise person, I won't mention names, if she watches this she'll know who said it. She said about having your emotional tank, and about how if you give and give and give and get nothing back, then you empty your emotional tank, and you like neglect yourself, and that's not fair. And with some of the people, like my friends, my old friends, that always felt like how it was. Like, I never really asked them for anything, and yeah, whenever they needed me, I was always there. I I I, I lifted a sofa, or an armchair, sorry, on my shoulder by myself, because I was helping a guy move in, and I also lifted a tumble dryer, but that was when I was younger. Put that on my shoulder as well. Like, I'm not silly to do that kind of stuff anymore. I want to say I've grown up, but I haven't grown up, because I don't grow up. I'm Peter Pan. But yeah, I've done silly things, and I've done silly things at my cost for other people, and I've got to realise that, like, what I realised a while ago, that a friendship or a relationship should be 50-50, right? And like, when you are giving everything and getting no support in return, you're getting nothing. Like, that's not a good relationship. Like, it can be any relationship, you know. It doesn't have to be a friendship or a proper, like, a couple relationship sort of thing. Any kind of contact with other people where you give and receive nothing isn't a good thing. And I've lost my I lost my tissue off my knee. So basically, yeah, it's not, you shouldn't have to give everything and receive nothing in return, because that's not right. And don't worry, I'm not talking about Christmas here. Christmas is different. But with relationships, it should be 50-50. I mean, I know I'm no expert on relationships and stuff, but maybe that's why I can see that from the outside, because I'm not. I don't do relationships. I do friendships and whatever, but you know. So yeah, it should always be 50-50. There's no need for one person to be take, and someone to be constantly giving and not receiving anything in return. That's not fair. Like, we're all humans, and we all have our problems. But yeah, that's what it felt like with some of my old friends. Like, and I'm pretty sure none of them will watch this anyway, so it's fine. And I'm not going to name names, because I'm never going to name names in my videos. Short of me if I decide to do like video battle reports or something like that, but I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I won't put names down, but if they see this, they know who they are. They may not understand it because they're wrapped up in their own little world, and I'm not having a go. Don't think this is me ranting and raging or whatever and having a go, because what's happened. I'm not gonna get hung up on it, but I'm not gonna go back to being the me that got walked all over again either. So, but yeah, this guy now is basically, his armour is to the stage where I didn't quite get it finished, but his shaded's quite good. He still needs a layer, an edge highlight, which will be probably done by the time you see another video, which it might be done in the next hour. We'll see. But yeah, that's about my hour. I know it's just been me rambling crap again, and like I've always said, I say it at the end of the video, so it's a bit weird. But if you don't want to watch this, please don't watch it. It is me being me and just getting stuff off my chest and trying to do my little bit to give back. But yeah, if you are interested in what I do, what I paint and whatever, my Instagram account is the same as my YouTube account. So the same username, BigFriendlyWarGamer. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that, and I will hope to catch you again next week. This is me saying bye bye.